Today we're driving the 2022 Honda Passport Trailsport, the soft rotor version of the Honda Passport. I'm here with Substitute Topher. You actually went to the launch of this car. Was it out in California?
Yes, in the desert.
In the desert. You did some extensive off-roading in the Trailsport.
We did. I bottomed this car out quite a bit.
So we've got slightly larger all-terrain tires, 8.1 inches of ground clearance, a 3.5-liter V6, which makes 280 horsepower, 263 pound-feet of torque.
262.
262. That's why you get the big bucks in the passenger seat.
That's right.
Let's walk you around this Trailsport. We'll show you what it looks like inside and out. We've got a dirt road here to drive out on. Nice looking SUV. The Passport is kind of the ideal size. It's very tall, kind of short, squat. It's Honda's best impression of a hiking boot. We have Firestone Destination LE2 all-terrain tires.
I think technically they call these highway terrain.
Yeah, highway terrain.
They're not full all-terrain.
They're a little bit more off-roady looking.
Oh yeah,
but
especially
yeah,
when they're covered in mud.
It's primarily probably a highway tire. Let's see what our underbody looks like. I don't know if we have skid plates under there or not. Not seeing too many skid plates in the back of this Trailsport, but independent rear suspension. Pretty nice packaging for an SUV. Lots of room on the inside. The difference between this and the Pilot, which I always get confused with the Passport, the Pilot has a third row, and this is just a 2-row SUV. But, gosh, look at all this cargo space. This is massive. Do we get a spare tire? We get a spare tire.
I appreciate this.
Yeah,
because
this
you
is
go
nice.
to the grocery store and you don't want stuff to like fly around in the back
Yeah.
of the car. This keeps it contained.
This is really nice.
Yeah.
And you can keep things away from prying eyeballs,
Yes,
which is always useful. Get a power outlet back here. A button to fold down the seats. Look at that. Oop, except it triggered the seat belt. There we go.
flat mostly.
Yeah, nice and flat. You've got another button on this side. Wow, those are really good on there. This is enormous. You could fit whatever you need to back here. You could sleep back here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes when you're hiking or driving down trails, you need to sleep in your car.
Absolutely, yeah. After you've done so much sport, you need to rest on the trail.
After you've done so much trail.
Yeah. Chris, hop in there with your 5'10", 5'11" frame behind my 5'10" frame. See how you fit. Hey, you fit great. Lots of room up top and down below.
I almost sometimes get like Land Rover vibes from the interior of the Passport just because of like the way, like the openness of the cabin and kind of like the height of the ceiling.
It's huge in there.
It's so big and open. Yeah.
See, it's more room than you would get out of a body-on-frame SUV because it's just a unibody, and there's something to be said about that.
6 cup holders back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow, pretty good. Rear vents, no rear climate control. Any heated seats back there? USB ports?
No, but we do have USB, 2 USB ports, and then an AC outlet, 115 volt.
How's the recline action? A few degrees of recline, but not too much. All right,
Comfy.
cool. Rear window shades.
Yep.
Nice.
Haters.
Yeah, this is about $43,000. So definitely on the pricier end of vehicles in Honda's lineup. But basically, it's kind of just a Honda Ridgeline. Same powertrain and everything, 9-speed auto in SUV form. Let's take a look at that 3.5-liter V6. Wow, pretty low. Nice. 0W20 oil.
In our real-world highway fuel economy test, it got 25 mpg.
That sounds about right. Nice.
I think EPA is 24.
Okay.
I think, it beat it by 1.
Cool. Great. Yeah, check out Daily Motor for real-world fuel economy tests.
Yeah.
And check out Chris's channel, Topher Drives.
Yes.
One word. Yeah, very nice. Okay, I think let's take this Trailsport for a drive. We've reviewed the Passport before, and really the only difference is we've got some extra badging, some more all-terrain focused tires, but no suspension changes. No skid plates.
No.
Just kind of basic soft rotor hiking boot stuff.
Orange stitching.
Orange stitching. Yeah, that's right. There are some changes to the interior. And this is a pretty high spec of Passport too. I like the color.
Yeah, this is like press car gray.
Yeah, it is. That's right. Lots of space in there.
This works well for takeout.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you get takeout, you don't want it to flip over, right?
That's right.
Stick it right in there.
And it kind of reduces the smell if you have hunger pains.
I got Thai food in this a couple weeks ago,
man.
and it was perfect.
Love Thai food.
Yeah.
Infotainment looks pretty good.
It is a really good system.
Yeah.
It does all the things.
CarPlay connects nicely. We've got physical controls for climate, gauge display brightness, lots of buttons. You can turn on and off lane keep assist, forward collision warning. You've got a button here to warm your windshield wipers so that they don't freeze up. 2 seat memory settings, auto up down windows on both front windows. Only thing I don't like is the push button shifter. It's palatable, it's usable, but what's wrong with just a good old gear lever? I do miss it.
Yeah, just to open it up and, you know, simulate more space is the only thing I can think of.
That's true. Yeah, it does make this a little bit more of a spacious cabin.
Yeah.
A little bit flatter of a space here. But Honda's moving back towards gear levers in their new CR-V, the new HR-V.
Civic.
And I think it's a good move. So, all right. Let's head out in this Passport Trailsport. Hit some mud puddles.
You think we can make it out of here if we're not in mud ruts mode?
That's right. Oh yeah, what kind of drive modes do we have?
Well, you hit the little Passport down there.
Normal, snow, mud, sand. Mud.
There you go. I don't know that we would have been able to get out of here without that.
Oh man, I mean, it's touch and go. Now, this is by no means an off-road trail at all. It's just a dirt road. But I figured it'd be an appropriate place to start the video with this Passport Trailsport.
That's what this car is for. This car is not meant to do crazy off-roading. It's meant to do this.
Ooh, we're keeping a high gear, getting a little bit more decel off throttle. That's nice. So mud mode, we'll keep it in low gear for extra power. I like that. Cool. While we're in mud mode, might as well just kind of send it.
Mud,
yeah. How does it do in an articulation situation? Do we do sand? I think we do sand. All right, let's take it up this. This should cock a rear wheel. Nice. Seamless, easy.
Yeah.
A little bit noisy. Making picnickers nervous.
I was going to say, yeah. We did a ton of articulation in these cars when we were out in Palm Springs in the desert, and I was surprised at how capable this thing was. But it really goes to show that like any Passport could do it, you know, because
That's right.
The only difference is the tires on this car. So
that traction control is tuned pretty well for off-road driving.
It really is, yeah.
And they've marketed this as a little bit more of a adventurous vehicle too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now we've seen a lot of these soft roaders recently.
We have.
We drove the Ford Explorer Timberline edition recently, and that's very similar to this Passport Trailsport in that it has slightly larger tires. The Timberline has cop suspension and some other bits, skid plate and stuff like that. But ultimately, this could
also got Subaru Forester Wilderness.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, the Wilderness pair of Subarus.
Mazda CX-50.
Mazda CX-50, and also the GMC Acadia AT4.
Oh yeah, very good.
Yep.
Excellent.
Lots of different hiking boots with Sherpa lining.
That's right.
Being offered on the current market because that's what people want.
I don't blame them. Yeah. It is fun. But the major selling point here, VTEC.
Yes.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. I appreciate that Honda still gives you a naturally aspirated V6 as opposed to a Turbo 4. Turbo 4s have a time and place, but sometimes when you're in an SUV this size, you just want that torque and responsiveness of a naturally aspirated V6.
Absolutely, 100%. And this can tow 5,000 pounds.
Yes, it can.
Which is great. I've towed extensively with the Honda Ridgeline, and it was a super seamless experience. I assume this Passport would be the same story.
Yeah, does the Ridgeline also tow 5,000?
Yeah, yep, same specs. Yeah, kind of an ideal do-it-all SUV.
Honestly, yeah, it's easy to live with. It does everything you need it to do.
Excellent road manners, comfortable.
Yeah, very.
Nice feature set.
Yeah, Honda makes it easy.
Good fuel economy too, considering.
Yeah, considering the fact that it's a big, not very aerodynamic SUV with a V6. Yeah, it did better than I thought it would do.
Curb weight's probably 4,300 pounds, somewhere in there. It's a little bit lighter than, well, actually quite a bit lighter than body-on-frame options like the GX. About 800 to 1,000 pounds lighter. I appreciate they haven't put 20-inch wheels on this.
Yeah.
We have some sidewall.
Plenty of sidewall.
Yeah.
This is, they market this as kind of like, the off-roady adventure Passport, but really it's like the Michigan edition. Because you can just drive around Michigan and just drive on the roads and not worry.
No, this is one of the perfect vehicles to daily drive in Michigan because it can handle the potholes.
Yep.
There is a little bit of noise from the suspension over bumps, but it's very comfortable. Even on some of those really big potholes that we hit at the beginning of this video, it did great.
Yep.
No complaints, no issues. Yeah, I don't think Honda went overboard too with some of the styling elements here. They could have added a little bit more to this trim, if I'm being honest. It would have been nice to get some skid plates and maybe a little bit of a suspension lift, but honestly, for what it is, it's more than enough for what most people will be doing.
Yep.
So we're just in normal drive mode, but we get a sport transmission setting in this drive mode where we can get a little bit more RPMs out of each gear shift. Paddle shifters behind the wheel. Let that sweet V6 sing. Ah, I love this engine.
Me too.
9-speed's not bad either. It's a good transmission. It's super smooth.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's shifting too much. And for what this is, the paddle shifters are fine. They're responsive enough.
Yeah, and they'll let you hit limiter. They'll let you, use the entire power band.
That's right. So, cruising on the highway, 70 miles an hour, about 1,700 RPM. Adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, steering assist.
It does a decent job too.
Yeah, Honda's new systems are great.
Yeah.
The Honda sensing is fantastic, and this doesn't feel like last gen stuff. It's pretty well done.
It certainly feels more advanced than the Toyota system.
It does, yep. I like how all of your controls are right here on the steering wheel. You can disable them, enable them at a whim. I just want to hear more VTEC.
I was going to say, I love the tone change. It's pretty sweet.
I'll have to test handling up here. We're going to put it into sport transmission mode for this. And we have a visualization of our all-wheel drive torque distribution. So you can see what the all-wheel drive system's doing there. Appropriately squishy.
A little bit of roll on that sidewall.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's okay. Decently quick.
Plenty of torque to play out. Yeah.
280 horsepower feels good in this. It's not that heavy, so it's not like it's a ton of weight to push around.
Yeah.
I like this interior too. There's none of the ergonomic weirdness from previous gen Hondas. We have a home button, we have a volume knob.
Yeah.
All of the controls in here fall to hand really well. Everything feels high quality.
Yeah.
Yet it's not the most up-to-date interior from Honda. It's not the new, it's not like the new HR-V or CR-V or Civic, but it's a nice middle ground. Honda's made a lot of improvements with this Passport that I think make it a very easy vehicle to live with day in and day out.
Yeah.
Kind of finding it hard to complain about this too much.
Yeah, I didn't have any complaints.
Yeah. Do you think 43, 44 grand is a little pricey?
A little bit, but not terrible.
It's in line with everything else in the segment.
I know, everything's just
and this is going to be the car that lasts forever.
Right.
So
I know. Yeah.
I mean, it's I think more practical, more spacious, more livable than something like a 4Runner. It's going to be more fuel efficient.
Yeah.
A little bit cheaper to run.
Yeah.
Not as expensive to buy into.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something in this class that you just want to own for 10 years or more, this is the one.
Yeah, and if you're realistic about your needs of off-road capability, this should take you through just about everything you want. And worst case scenario, you could put a little bit of a lift on this, and I think you'd have all the off-road, soft-roader capability you'd want.
Yeah, well, I have an off-road video on this channel of me off-roading this car.
That's right. We'll put a link to that.
And yeah, if you want to see that, it'll be linked. But I was impressed with this thing. I mean, like, it did everything that I needed it to do.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
a bit
only
of an
bottomed it
underdog.
out a couple of times.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to have the capability of a GX or a 4Runner.
No.
But the reliability is there.
Yeah.
And for the extra interior room, it could be worth it for some people. I feel like the Passport's a little bit slept on in
certainly
the segment. I don't see as many of them as I would like to. I really, really like spending time with the Ridgeline, and this is just a Ridgeline SUV.
I don't think many people know about the Passport because it's just, I mean, how long has it been back in the American market? 4 years maybe?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think a lot of people confuse it with the Pilot.
Right, because it looks pretty much the same. It's
very
just
similar.
a little shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the shorter dimensions of this Passport. It's going to be easier to park in the city. It's going to have better approach, breakover, and departure angles for off-road driving. Feels a little bit lighter, a little bit more maneuverable.
Yeah.
And
it's such a distinguishable tone change.
It is.
When it hits VTEC.
Great engine. I don't think anyone's going to disagree about how great of an engine this is.
Yeah. This engine would be sweet to take out and put in the Miata.
Oh yeah. I would want to swap this engine into just about anything. My BRZ, a Miata.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Any final thoughts, Chris?
I like it.
Yeah. That's a good car to spend time in.
Yeah, that was my take. I like it. Sure, it's not the most efficient or the cheapest in its class, but it's, in my opinion, one of the best to drive, and it has the best engine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It does have a really class-leading engine. That's the only thing I think about this that is very class-leading. So, is there anything else with a V6 left?
The Traverse, but that's kind of bigger than this.
Okay.
Isn't it? Yeah, a little bit bigger.
A little bigger.
Like a 3-row.
Yeah.
Explorer, but not the Timberline. The Timberline's a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
So
a lot of turbocharged 4-cylinders.
Not too many options left with V6s. And in an SUV this size or larger, give me a V6.
Yeah. No, it's nice. All right, guys. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Big thanks to Chris for tagging along on this drive, offering some driving impressions and his experience in the Honda Passport Trailsport.
Yes.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Go check out Chris's channel. Give him a subscribe. TOPher Drives, one word.
Yes.
No affiliation.
Some affiliation.
Some affiliation. Is it muddier on that side?
Yes, it is.
I feel like we went through more mud puddles. This side's completely clean.
So muddy over here.
Oh, perfect. That's good. That's better. Nice roof rack up here too. massive honking exhaust tips. Wow.